on the situation. So Isaac, tell us which areas are people actually having to eat food in the dark, and they're also missing their favorite news show called South Africa Tonight because there's no power.
Good evening, Shahan, and good evening to the viewers at home. The areas that are still out include Wemapen, parts of Wemapen, and also the Selby area, but also some streets around where the operation, where the fire actually happened. The streets like in the CBD, the streets like in Temipiliso, Anderson, between Temipiliso and the old Sawa Street, and even Commissioner Streets. Those streets are still off, Westgate, and even some parts of Poison. So they're still off currently, but we managed to basically move the needle by ensuring that at least we backfeed most of the areas that were out due to this fire that started on Monday. So most of the areas that were out, including within the CBD, are back on, and currently people are able to watch South Africa Tonight.
Okay, great. Now, I saw these wires being pulled out from underground from the manholes. That, of course, has been a difficult process because of the fire, because of the conditions underground. So when are you hoping to fully restore power?
Yeah, that pulling of the wires are from underground, the rubble, the heaps and heaps of rubble underground, took longer than we expected. We had hoped that by this afternoon, at least we should have started with stringing of the cables, the new cables underground, but that has basically been delayed by the amount of rubble that was basically underground that we really underestimated. So that has delayed our work to ensure that we start with the repairs and ensure that we at least restore those that are still out by Friday, as we had promised. But we have also this afternoon hit another snag because of the storage pipe that burst underground, flooding some parts of the tunnel that we were working on. So we have called in Joburg Water to basically come and assist in fixing that best storage pipe, and fixing the flooding that is happening currently underground. So that has also delayed us, because now it means that we have to stop everything and allow Joburg Water to do its work before we can continue from where we left off in terms of the cleaning, mopping up of the rubble underground. So we may not be able to restore electricity by Friday as promised. We are hoping, should Joburg Water finish as quickly as they said they will in like 2 hours or 3 hours, we should be able to restore those outstanding suburbs by at least end of the weekend.
Your poor staff, that's a disgusting situation. You definitely have to give them a bonus for this work. Talk to me about whether you've managed to establish the cause of that fire that ultimately led to these power outages.
The investigation into the cause of the fire, Shahan, is still ongoing. But we had investigators taking some of the samples, and they went underground and took some of the photos yesterday. So they took those to ensure that they basically go through every bit that they found underground to determine the source of this fire. Currently, we don't know what really caused the fire. There's nothing that we can basically tell except when that report comes through. But we don't rule out anything. As I mentioned in the past, that we are looking at all the possibilities to ensure that at least we get to the bottom of this. As you know, this is not the first time that we've had this kind of fires underground. This is like the second time in about 4 years, and we really want to ensure that we arrest the situation and we don't have similar occurrences in the future.
Yeah, and that brings me to my next question about maintenance work underground. How often does that happen?
Maintenance does happen. We do have a plan that we are sticking to weekly to ensure that we deal with the maintenance of our infrastructure. And when we talk of maintenance, we mostly talk of your switch gears and your transformers at the substation. Those we are doing, and even currently we still have other areas that have been off this today, the whole of today, including Crosby and Mayfair, who were off because of we had to switch them off to do the maintenance that was already planned. So we do regular maintenance of our infrastructure. We do budget for that maintenance every time. So, but with this underground infrastructure, most of it is mostly cables. So it's not really, it's not like your engine of the car. It's mostly the wiring of our infrastructure. So the cables that we had before this fire were fairly new because of, as I mentioned, during the previous fire that happened around 2017, 2018, we removed all of the old cables underground and put in the new cables. So they were fairly new. So that's why we don't believe that it could have been because of the lack of maintenance that could have caused this fire at Shahan.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Good luck with the work. Isaac Mangena is City Power spokesperson.